Gypsy Davy came riding along, singing so loud and gaily, with his old guitar and a lusty song, charmed the heart of a lady, the heart of a pretty little lady. How old are you, my pretty little miss? How old are you, my lady? Come next week, I'll be 16, have a husband and a baby, a man and a pretty little baby. Oh, would you leave your house and land, your husband and your baby? Or would you leave them all behind to go with the Gypsy Davy, right along with the Gypsy Davy? She dressed in silks and rings of gold and shoes of Spanish leather. Then she got on a pony fine and they rode off together. They rode off together. That night when the man of the house came home asking for his lady, well, the only answer that he got, she's gone with the Gypsy Davy, rode away with the Gypsy Davy. He called for his boots and he called for his hat, his pistol and his saddle. Then he sprang on his very best horse, and after them did travel, and after them did travel. When he saw the man who'd wronged him so, his wrath was hotly kindled. Then he thought of his lady's love, and his anger slowly dwindled. His anger slowly dwindled. Oh, would you leave your house and land, your true love and your baby? Or would you leave us all behind to go with the Gypsy Davy, with the likes of the Gypsy Davy? I care not for your house and land, you can have my baby. Yes, I'll leave you all behind to go with the Gypsy Davy, for I love this Gypsy Davy. When the silks and the gold and the rings were gone, old Davy would not tarry. He says, you're not a gypsy girl, and you I cannot marry. You I cannot marry. As a beggar now she's dressed in rags and a heart, she's still a lady. Tonight she'll sigh herself to sleep, thinking about her baby, her true love and her baby.
Yay!
Now, the guy that does the Every Folk Song podcast has a very nice episode where he goes into all the variants of Gypsy Davy and the Raggle Taggle Gypsies and all that stuff. I recommend it. Yeah. Okay. Stuart and Tom, please. I am muting everyone. And we'll have a verse from Tom, I think.
This is dedicated to Dumping the Trumpets, the Abbots, the Paxtons, the Crews, the Patricks, and all of those. It's called This One's For You. We are awakening, we're awakening, a cleansing is occurring, a spiritual discernment distinguishing between lies, conspiracy theories, UFOs, and reptilians. The quality of your storytelling is improving. Of course, there are still unexplained and anomalous events. They are and always have been the province of our tribal storytellers, not advertisers, horror film directors, talkback radio commentators, or politicians. But tell me, who owns the dark mirror? Who feeds these mobs of disquiet? Not I, says the poet, pumping oxygen optimism into the carbon monoxide garages. Not I, says the original singer-songwriter addressing her specific days and times. Nor I, say the teachers, healers, librarians, counselors feeding the future with positive scenarios. Then why these armed mobs on our capital streets? The answer is belief. If our myths of democracy fail to convince, then older thuggery of Roman street gangs and fascist thugs beat any opposition into silence. I'm talking to you, Duterte, Bolsonaro, Putin. You know I prefer Pussy Riot. I prefer Little Greta and Malala. I prefer Amnesty International and Doctors Without Borders. I can live in a world of Quakers and singer-songwriters and poets and dancers and artists. I prefer Banksy to Boris, influence to power, peace to pogroms. People are learning the difference between propaganda and paradise. These angels are all too human, and they need no wings. They have their instruments with them, kindness and compassion, their badges of example. This afternoon, I am with them.
Yay, Tom!
Amazing. Amazing.
Preach.
Pussy Riot. Yeah.
Yay.
I like Pussy Riot.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
I certainly prefer them.
Me too.
So I guess we'll move on to Sandy. If she can give us a tune, toodle a tune. Let me mute everyone. And we're all ready.
Okay. Well, a few weeks ago, there was a couple of girls, I think they were from Mexico, and they sang a song called Midnight in Moscow. And so it's a Russian folk song instead of American folk song, but I just thought it was the most beautiful little melody because most of the folk songs just have gorgeous melodies. And so I looked it up on the internet to find some music for it. And I found out that it was really a poem called Leningrad Nights by a poet called Mikhail Mussorgsky, or something like that. And it's a real pretty, I'm not sure if they sang the words from the original poem or a lot of people played it as pop and jazz music later on. And they used different words, but it says, stillness in the grove, not a rustling sound. Softly shines the moon, clear and bright. Dear, if you could know how I treasure so the most beautiful Leningrad nights. Lazily the brook, like a silvery stream, ripples in the light of the moon, and the song after fades as in a dream, in this night that will end too soon. Oh, I mustn't speak, though I'd love to say that you have stolen my heart away. I will cherish, dear, the passing years of this most beautiful Leningrad night. This most beautiful Leningrad night. And I took the song and I've arranged it for a E-bass Indian flute. So you'll have a multicultural folk song from Russia played on an American Indian flute.
Yay!
Lovely.
Very nice.
Love that melody.
It has a little original ending that I wrote too.
That was nice. Very fitting.
Nice. Yeah, very Russian.
Counter that tune as a Dixieland tune, a Dixieland jazz tune by Kenny Ball and his jazzmen in England in the early 60s.
All right.
The Nipper.
Yeah, I saw that it was popular like the year that I was born or something when it first came out, when they first started singing it. And then all these different rock groups and jazz groups and all these different groups started making it famous, and it's been played as a contemporary song a lot, but I like just the basic folk melody.
It's a fine melody.
What was the name of that song again, please?
The poem, it was originally Leningrad Nights, but it's been recorded as Midnight in Moscow.
Oh, yeah.
But the real name is Leningrad Nights when it was first written. I think, I'm not sure what year it was, but it didn't become popular later until they changed the name. I guess no one wanted Leningrad in the title. They like Moscow better.
Could have been Stalingrad, and then
Even more minor key there.
Stalingrad.
Yeah, it's a D minor with flat seconds in it.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I believe Alan and Karen are up next. So I shall mute everyone.
I'm just here with my smiles, and we've missed you guys, so I'm just here attending. I'm not playing anything today, but glad to be here. So he is.
Okay, I am muting now, so be prepared. All ready.
I know I've been playing my harmonica. I've got a couple with bad reeds, so I'm going to be spending my time this week working on my harmonicas. But I was thinking, the kind of the worst of the winter is over. We have 52 degrees up here in Plano, and the orange menace is gone.
But been replaced.
And I know I was playing some songs on my harmonica, and in the year of Jubilo, one of the verses is where they catch the field master and they lock him in the smokehouse and they throw away the key. So I was thinking that maybe Mr. Trump could be somewhere.
Or our governor.
All right. So put him in the smokehouse and throw the key down the well.
With Cruz, of course, our other star.
That's right. Go on a cruise with Cruz. That was pretty short. You want to do another one?
That's sort of all I've got for today. Like I said, I've got a bad read that I'm trying to work around.
Isn't that an old movie about a nasty little girl, The Bad Read?
Yeah.
The Bad Seed, yeah. That's
Oh,
quite a
yeah, okay.
that one? Ooh, that girl, she's bad.
Like a bad read. Okay, in that case, I believe we're up to Mary Jane. Muting. And now we're ready for Mary Jane.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna do some love songs because I didn't never got through with them. So they're they're not all that hot necessarily, but at least they're not cold. This one's called The Book of Love, which I just learned on Valentine's Day. And I heard a guy sing it at the Unitarian Church, and I thought, I think that's a pretty good song. It's by Stephen Merritt of Magnetic Fields, which is somebody in a band I'd never heard of, but it was also sung by Peter Gabriel and appeared in a 2004 movie called Shall We Dance? So here it is, The Book of Love. A book of love is long and boring. No one can lift a damn thing. It's full of charts and facts and figures and instructions for dancing. But I love it when you read to me, and you can read me anything. The book of love has music in it. In fact, that's where music comes from. Some of it is just transcendental. Some of it is just really dumb. But I love it when you sing to me, and you can sing me anything. The book of love is long and boring and written very long ago. It's full of flowers and heart-shaped boxes and things we're all too young to know. I love it when you give me things, and you ought to give me wedding rings. And I love it when you give me things, and you ought to give me wedding rings. And that's
Yeah,
That's
nice.
a fun
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, very nice. Now I'm Mary Jane. Oh, Anne. Anne, will you give us a song? I'm muting everyone.
Yes. What shall I sing?
Okay, I'm gonna mute now, so you'll need to unmute yourself one more time. Just a moment. Okay, we're ready. If you will unmute.
I just looked at half the songs I was going to sing and realized nobody would understand a word. So I'll
We
sing.
sing a lot of things that nobody understands.
Okay, I'm going to try an American one in both English and Gaelic. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once entre sagos solento. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace shall bring me home. Zondag van Gunworth Gunchin, Jake me la bling marla, haskodan kjals, Hanasset ski, a shane a hui moon grass. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Not much voice.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice.
Good.
Thank you very much. That was lovely. And though I was gone for a little while, I always keep the speakers up high so I didn't miss a note. Want to assure you. It was lovely.
Are you a native Scots Gaelic speaker yourself, Anne?
I learned it at school long time ago.
Yeah. They have TV novellas in the Gaelic in Scotland, as I recall, on TV. The soap operas.
Oh yes, Mach is a good one. Yes, I live in Argyll. It's a Gaelic.
Yeah, you're out there.
So I wonder if Jeffrey Hall is still with us. I don't say, there he is. Okay, will you do something for us? A tune or a poem?
I'm gonna do a tune.
Okay, let me mute everyone again. Okay, ready for you to unmute, Jeff.
All right, let's see. Move this chair so I can put the music stand there. This is a old, a French folk tune called "Proudly We March." I don't know what it's called in French. And it is in F. Thank you.
Good.
Very nice.
Yeah. Well, another short one, but you know, you can take another at the end if you want, or now or whenever.
Yeah. Thanks. That's all for me for right
Okay.
now. Thanks.
Okie dokie. All right. So I think it's my turn unless I missed anybody. Okay. So Mardi Gras was not too long ago, a few weeks ago. And I don't know if you saw where people, since they couldn't make floats, they turned their houses into floats. I thought it was great. Very, very creative New Orleans stuff. Okay, so here's a good old New Orleans song from Mardi Gras, and be sure to clap. 2, 1, 2. Mama Rain and Yo Ma Rain, they were sitting on the bayou. Mama Rain told you, Ma Rain, they're gonna set your flag on fire. I go, I go, I go, I go one day. Oh, da, da. Giacomo Inande, Giacomo Ina Banane, Giacomo Inande. How could I forget those words? I know. Talking about, hey now, I go one day. Giacomo Fina Anane, Giacomo Finane. Look at my queen all dressed in red. I go one day. I bet you $5 she'll shoot you dead. Giacomo Inane. I go one day. Giacomo Fino Anane. Giacomo Finane. Hey now. I go one day. Giacomo Fino Anane. Giacomo Finane. See my man all dressed in green. I go one day. He ain't no man, he's a loving machine. Giacomo Finande, talking about hey now, I go one day. Giacomo Finande, Giacomo Finande. My flag boy, your flag boy was sitting on the bayou. My flag boy told you, flag boy, gonna set your tail on fire. I go one day. Giacomo Fino Anane, Giacomo Finande. Say now, hey now, I go one day. Giacomo Fino Anane, Giacomo Finane. Well, your little boy and my little girl, they were set. My little boy told your little girl, won't you set your hand on my own? Your little girl told my little boy, gonna get your chicken wire. I go one day. Giacomo Finane, Giacomo Finane. Well, my spy dog saw your spy dog sitting on the bayou. My I spy dog, told you spy dog, I'm gonna set your tail on fire. I go, I go, I go, I go one day. Chakamofina, nane, chakamofina, nane. Hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Chakamofino, anane, chakamofina, nane.
Tell it.
Tell it, huh?
I'll warm you up a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
What's the title of that song?
Iko, spell I-K-O, I-K-O. And there is much debate, which I've pored over and read in various different sources, that claim to know where that song came from, what language it is actually in, and what it means, and none of them agree with each other.
That spoke for you.
Yeah, that's really poked. All right, shall we begin again?
Yeah.
And I would begin again with Dave, but I guess he's gone now. So we'll come around to Stuart. Got a song for us, Stuart? I'm muting. Ready.
All right. Yeah, I done this one a few years ago. It feels like years, a few months ago. And one thing I like about songwriters in Texas and the south of the United States is often they would write simple chords and have great poetry. And kind of Leonard Cohen in Canada was the best at this. And I hated Leonard Cohen for years because I thought his songs were too simple and the chords were repetitive. And I realized he didn't let the chords and the notes get in the way of the poetry because he was a poet first and the musician section. So that one's for Tom, yeah. So here's another guy, Guy Clark. And it's one of the best love songs I know. It's called Magnolia Wind. I'd rather sleep in a box like a bum on the street than a fine feather bed without your little old cold feet. And I'd rather be dead, dumb and stone blind, and to know that your mornings will never be mine. And I'd rather die young than to live without you. And I'd rather go hungry than a weak, lonesome stew. You know, it's once in a lifetime, and it won't come again. It's just here and it's gone on a magnolia wind. I'd rather not walk through the garden again if I can't catch your scent on a magnolia wind. Ya-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. Ya-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. Da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ya-da-da-da-dee-doo. Ya-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. Ya-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. So if it ever comes time, that it comes time to go, sis, pack up your fiddle, sis, pack up your bow, and And if I can't dance with you, then I won't dance at all. I just sit this one out with my back to the wall. I'd rather not hear pretty music again if I can't catch your fiddle on a magnolia wind. If I can't catch your scent on a magnolia wind.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, very sweet. Aw.
I realize now that I never did mute everybody. So,
It's all right.
hopefully we were all very well behaved and quiet while Stuart played. Oh dear. Okay, so after Stuart comes Tom, if you would please. I am muting this time. Here we go. Muting.
Now's the time.
Okay, ready for you.
Sure. Well, we've all been participants in the power failure and the Cruise Cancun episode. And this is called Witnesses and Participants in This Moment Right Now. What we do and say and sing has significance. Diamond laughter in the dross and detritus. Surround yourself with laughter or with decadence. Choice is simply stasis or some new dance. The past is dead bones and skeletons. People repeat because they only have one experience. God or Elvis, Trump or Abbott, bow down to other powers, grass or UFOs, speed or acid, powders or pharmaceuticals. Choice of distractions so huge, Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus. You still have to pay per view this emotional fast food. Last night I watched the trial of the Chicago 7. It was a free Netflix screening via Alamo Drafthouse and YouTube. I do not pay to be distracted, but I watched this one closely. Our lives are now the subject of modern documentaries. Never thought I'd see my adolescence projected as history. I read Norman Mailer, walked in the moratoriums, was for peace, not Vietnam Wars. I liked the Quakers, the Yippies, the absurd surrealist Abby Hoffman, and later Wavy Gravy, that poet turned clown digger at Woodstock. Breakfast in bed for 400,000. You see, there are still living examples of altruism, and they are living among us in the snowstorms of right-wing Texas. The same Texas that killed Kennedy also gave us butthole surfers and Willie Nelson. From the cesspools of Dallas and Houston, we have the village of Little Austin, and sometimes sparks from wandering Wimberley and sweet Salado. Dig in the dirt long enough, you will find treasure. As the 60s said, stay cool, man, chill out, dig it. The rest is her story.
Okay.
Yes. Dallas, Houston, slam there. Come on.
Yeah, bang, bang.
Hey, we got friends and relatives, you know. Come on.
Oil and gas.
Gotcha.
You know, there's people around who still think Wavy Gravy is an ice cream, but
Oh, man. He came to Austin for the 10,000 Musicians for Peace march.
yes, it was a wonderful documentary with him. I didn't remember if it was a documentary about him or whether he was just
Yeah, it was about him. What he does is he gets his musician friends, rich musician friends, and they do benefits for dealing with glaucoma in the third world. And then he takes the money and takes doctors.
Yes, I remember that.
What a real poet. That's poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's poetry in real life.
In real life, whatever that is.
Yeah, okay, whatever that is. Alrighty, Sandy, will you give us a tune? I'm muting everyone. Ready?
Okay, this time I'm going to do an American folk song. It was written in 1841 by a woman composer, and her name was Jane Sloman. And the name of her poem was "Roll On, Silver Moon." And then she wrote the poem, and then she wrote the music to go with it. She was kind of an interesting person. She grew up in England, and she was in Queen Victoria's court, kind of. And she used to play piano for Paganini when he would play his violin. And then when she was 16, she moved to America, and she was one of the first concert pianists that was a woman that went on tour. She played in Boston and New York City and lots of places. And so she wrote serious music as well as folk kind of music. And I found this one in a book, and I just like the title, Roll On Silver Moon. I thought, that's a pretty title. I'm going to play that and see if I like it. And I played it, and I go, oh, I like that. So right before the program today, I was trying to figure out which key to play it in. I have a G, an A, and a B, and I finally, when I played it for the poets, I did G. I'm going to do it for A for you guys. The words,
oh my goodness.
it's about, she talks about going out in the mountains, and then her lover dies and she's sad, and so it's kind of a love song. Roll On Silver Moon. This one.
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
Terrific.
Yeah, that was great. It had a Scottish lilt feel to it, to my ear, but
Yeah, I guess since she was from England, she probably heard a lot of Scots people play.
Yeah.
yeah, they all stole the good music, you know.
All right. Sandy and Alan. There's Alan. He's still here. You
Oh,
want
yeah.
to do another? I'm
He
gonna
snuck away.
Snuck away, trying to find a harmonica that worked.
yeah, sneak
Right.
away, sneak away. Okay, I'm gonna mute everybody. Wait. Okay, muting, and now we're ready.
Right, just trying to become inspired. The thought of since we're visiting the Isles there, maybe Shebeg Shamor. Short.
Sure. That's good.
You want to do
You know,
another?
you know the background of that song?
I believe it's a O'Carolyn song, isn't it?
Yeah, the Shebeg and Shamor are two hills, and in the middle of the hills is this beautiful valley, and that's where all the fairies play. And so it's a
Mm.
very beautiful little song. We play that one too. I love it.
Yeah, I
You did a
love that
great
one.
job. I love it.
Mhm. Yeah, you did good.
Well done.
Mhm.
Sounded like an orchestra to my ear. So
Yeah, yeah.
Orchestral ears.
that's what the hands are for.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll move on to Mary Jane, who always brings her orchestra, you know, with the kazoo and everything else. So what you need is a foot Della. Did you ever hear Jesse Fuller?
No.
He was the author of San Francisco Bay Blues, and he was the San Francisco's famous one-man band. And his famous instrument, which he invented, was called the foot Della, which was a bass instrument that was played with strings that were struck with a like bass drum hammer. And he made it while he was working in a barrel factory. And it was wonderful. You should listen to this stuff. But anyway, here you are, and I'm muting everybody. So unmute when ready, Mary Jane.
Okay, I'm unmuted. And I'm going to do another love song. This one's Catch the Wind, which probably most everybody knows, a Donovan Leitch song. In the chilly hours and minutes of uncertainty, I long to be in the warm hold of your love and mine. Feel you all around me and to take your hand along the sand. Ah, but I may as well try and catch the wind. When sundown pales the sky, I want to bide a while behind your smile. And everywhere I look, your eyes I'd find. For me to love you now would be the sweetest thing, would make me sing. Ah, but I may as well try
Oh,
from the days when his managers were trying to make him look like Bob Dylan. They carefully, dressed him up in a Bob Dylan type hat, and they made the album cover look like Bob Dylan. So he had a while distinguishing himself, but he did quite well.
he was brought on a children's program in England, the Blue Peter, in the early 60s.
Oh, right, yeah.
Wearing an Indian cat fan pajama outfit and sandals with no socks in the middle of winter. He was the freakiest thing to hit. It was great. I mean, if you were young, it was great.
Well, he was good to us. And so who's up next? It's Mary Jane and Ann, please. I am muting everyone. Ready for you, Ann, and the unmute.
Okay. I don't know if this one's Scottish or American or where it came from. I suspect it's bounced backwards and forwards a few times. Round and round go the wheels of fortune, round and round till they weary be. Young men's hearts are so uncertain, sad experience teaches me. On yonder hill there lives a lassie, and her name I do not know. One fine day I'm going to see her, whether she be rich or no. Round and round go the wheels of fortune, round and round till they weary be. Young men's hearts are so uncertain, sad experience teaches me. 19, 17, 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, and a 5, 3, 1. 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, none. Well, lassie, I hae gold and silver, lassie, I hae houses and land. Lassie, I hae ships in the ocean, all to be at your command. Round and round go the wheels of fortune, round and round till they weary be. Young men's hearts are so uncertain, sad experience teaches me. I dinna want your gold and silver, I dinna want your houses and land. I dinna want your ships in the ocean, all I want is a handsome man. Round and round go the wheels of fortune, round and round till they weary be. Young women's hearts are so uncertain, sad experience teaches me. 19, 17, 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, and a 5, 3, 1. 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, none. Oh, lassie, I've nae gold and silver, lassie, I've nae houses and land. Lassie, I've nae ships in the ocean, here I am, your handsome man. I'd rather hae your gold and silver, rather hae your houses and land, rather hae your ships in the ocean, than to have you for my man. Round and round go the wheels of fortune, round and round till they weary be. Young women's hearts are so uncertain, sad experience teaches me. 19, 17, 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, and a 5, 3, 1. 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, none. Round and round go the wheels of fortune, round and round till they weary be. Young men's hearts are so uncertain, sad experience teaches me.
Very good. Quite a song, quite a story.
That was a fine little song. Thank you.
Is the title of that song Wheel of Fortune or Round and Round? Sorry,
I know it as the courting song.
the courting
Ah.
song. Look that up.
That's actually a new one on me. I
like that.
have to look it up. Yeah. Okay. All right, Jeffrey, you got another
Want
one?
the words? I can put them in chat if you like.
I can read a poem by an Irish poet I like.
Okie dokie, let me mute everyone. Ready for you.
Okay, so this is by Conor O'Callaghan. I think he's among what they call the new Irish poets. This was written in 2004. It's called Crush, and it's in 2 parts. Let's see. There's a couple of vocabulary words. I'm not sure everyone knows. An anglepoise is that kind of a lamp that has an articulated stand. You can bend, you can position it. Anglepoise. And mules are slippers. A kind of slippers. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, there's one thing, unfortunately, you can't see. Is he talks about the moon when it's a sliver. Let's see, so it's this sliver, and then it's this sliver. He refers to parentheses. It's kind of cool. It's in there, but there's a passage in there where it's talking about the moon as parentheses, and it's using parentheses. All right, so Crush. Part 1. Moon. It rises, nameless and requited, from the feather of a goose in grass to the anglepoise's reflection in the window, still shining after its switch has been pushed to O. It fills. It thins to whole nights of distraction. It goes. A black canvas when one of us never musters I love you until the other leaves the room, as if the only things we mean get said in parenthesis and are perpetually marooned between the last quarter of the old and the first quarter of the new. Part 2, Sun. 4:16 a.m. blissed on midsummer, making the most of a brush with a velvet dress and the scent of dewberry. I keep my secret like someone else's change collected from the cigarette machine and saved for luck. I am too far gone for sleep. Much. I sing the praises of the strip lights glimmer, the twittering land, the microwave. In kimono, mules. I set the dial on the timer and wait as long as it takes. I stand before the sliding door, hiding a mandarin behind my back. I ask the day, which hand?
Yeah.
I love the audacity in that.
Yeah. It's sort of, kind of, puts me in mind of E.E. Cummings, who is always doing stuff with typography and double entendre and that sort of thing.
This is actually a formal poem. It's just, the lines are quite long, but it's a rhyming A-B-B-A scheme. It's quite an admirable piece.
Mm-hmm.
Conor O'Callaghan.
You're saying he spent some time on it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Jeff, did I miss anybody on this round? No? Well, we've already gone 2 rounds. It makes it a short session, but we're all, I think, kind of exhausted from the week. So
One more time.
one more time around.
I mean, 20 minutes.
One more time. Let's do it. Go on.
We'll get it done by 3:30.
So I guess I'll hold my goodbye song and do something else.
Yeah, hold that good boy. Hold.
Oh, well, sing it faster.
Well, let me
I'm gonna heat up some water. Do anything?
let's see what else I got here now.
I'll be back.
No. Sorry, folks. Okay. Here's a little blues, which I learned off of a record by the great Barbara Dane. Of whom Louis Armstrong said, did you dig that chick? She really swings. And it sounds like it's maybe a New Orleans jazz song, but I haven't been able to find the origins of it. It's got sort of a Bessie Smith, Ma Rainey kind of feel to it, but I don't know if that's where it came from. Ain't got, there's that minor key. Ain't got a nickel, ain't got a dime. I'm broke and hungry all the time. Ain't nobody got the blues like me. Whoops, forgot to mute everybody. I can tell because I can hear Stuart tootling there. It was a nice tootling, but I got him in mid-sentence too. Ain't nobody got the blues like me. And if you can't make it better, why don't you let me be? I had a woman said she loved me too. Said she wouldn't quit me, don't know what to do. Ain't nobody got the blues like me. And if you can't make me better, why don't you let me be? Ain't got a thing to call my own. I always get the short wishbone. Ain't nobody got the blues like me. And if you can't make it better, why don't you let me be? I'm gonna leave this house with this town, go to that high bridge, jump in and drown. Ain't nobody got the blues like me. And if you can make me better, why don't you let me be? There it is.
Yay, nice.
Thanks for picking there. Great.
So I think I'll just take volunteers if we're going to hang around for a while. Oh, Stuart's going. His hand is up. Okay, I'm muting everybody.
This
Okay, all ready.
this is a song with some snow in it, so I thought I'd get this in before it disappears today. So. It's a song written by Gretchen Peters, and it was a big country and western hit with Trisha Yearwood. But I really like it. It's a great. It's called "On a Bus to St. Cloud, Minnesota." On a Bus to St. Cloud. It's not very long. The bus ride is, but the song isn't. On a bus to St. Cloud, Minnesota, I thought I saw you there, with the snow falling down around you, like a silent prayer. Once on a street in New York City, with the jazz and the sin in the air, and once on a cold LA freeway, going nowhere. And it's strange, but it's true, I was sure it was you, just a face in the crowd, on a bus to St. Cloud. In a church in downtown New Orleans, I go down on my knees and I prayed, and I wept in the arms of Jesus for the choice you made. We were just getting to the good part, just getting past the mystery. Oh, and it's just like you, it's just like you to disagree. And it's strange, but it's true. He just slipped out of you like a face in the crowd, on a bus to St. Cloud. And you chase me like a shadow, and you haunt me like a ghost, and I hate you so, and I love you so, I miss you most. On a bus to St. Cloud, Minnesota, I thought I saw you there, with the snow falling down around you, like a silent prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lovely song, lovely rendition.
True.
Yeah.
Terry.
Yes.
I sent this to you yesterday. I sent it to Stuart because you wanted upbeat stuff for today, having been through the storms and the snow and the ice and the sleet. It's very brief, but it's my parting. My
Okay.
parting thoughts.
All right. I'm muting everyone then. Okay. And ready for Tom.
Thank you. Where it's called "Come Through This." It's the new Texas national anthem. come through this. We will come through this. We will survive and thrive despite incompetent governments, despite privatized energy resources, despite lack of people's power. We will re-sing power to the people. We will feed and shelter each other. We will assist each other emotionally, poetically, musically. We will reach out to, for, and with each other because we are the energy that really matters. We are carriers of light and trust. We have the heat of humanity, the fire of passion. We are Aquarian water carriers, even using the snow on the Texas ground, even having wood fires outdoors away from structures, even sharing blankets, energies, goodwill, and time. The real poetry is not just surviving these storm, ice, sleet, snow times. It's thriving together within the very heart of singing life itself because we are alive. Happy days.
I just love that one. That one made my week. As you know, I sent it to everybody I could think of. It's really what we needed.
Grateful.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, I'd like to follow that with the
Okay.
Texas state song.
Okay, muting, tooting,
Wow.
and ready for Sandy.
Now, when I was a little girl in elementary school, we all would do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. That was still allowed. And then we would sing Texas, Our Texas. And so any of you who grew up here when you were a little child, you sang Texas, Our Texas, all hail the mighty state. Largest and grandest, withstanding every test. Of course, later they changed the words to boldest and grandest. O empire wide and glorious, you stand supremely blessed. God bless you, Texas, and keep you brave and strong, that you may grow in power and worth throughout the ages long. And that was our state anthem. So I'm going to just play that on a little soprano recorder because we've been in the news. We were in the Wall Street Journal this week for having this big old ice storm and losing our power, but we're still mighty and grand. So I haven't practiced this because I just thought of it, and but this is, let's see how it goes. Yeah, that's our
That
state
just
song.
take me back to my childhood when they made Alaska a state and it destroyed an entire industry of novelty postcards and
Largest, yeah.
Is Lee Greenwood from Texas? Because I think he borrowed a bunch of that for his national anthem about "I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free." Anyway.
Yeah. Did you go see that musical in Palo Duro Canyon? That he
Oh,
wrote?
yeah. I've seen it twice, 40 years apart.
Wow. My daughter was one of the dancers in that one year.
Oh,
One
neat.
of the ballet dancers.
Your friend Judy.
Yeah, my
Singers.
friend Judy had been in it for years. A teacher friend of mine was in that Texas for years. Yeah, I saw it one time and it was good.
Probably back in the 50s.
Yeah, yeah, ours is, I don't.
You know, I'm an old cynic, but there's nothing like when it begins. You're in the Palo Duro Canyon. This is for Anne. This is near Lubbock. There's a big fissure in the plains that cuts down several hundred feet, and they have a pageant. They put an outdoor pageant called Texas with amateur performers and everything. But it begins with a guy in uniform on a white horse with a big flag, the Texas flag charging across the rim of the canyon against the setting sun. And I was like, I'm a real skeptic, but it gets me every time.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Every time.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Well,
It's a
took
wonderful
away
show.
from
They
the
they
command.
changed it a few years ago, and it's very different now than from the original show that the guy you're talking about, Lee, wrote.
It's
But
more
they do
PC.
national auditions for the performers, and they get people from all over the country,
Yeah.
and it's really quite a good cast. On on one of the top decks, they have a little country band, a little fiddle player, and all that. And the girl who plays the fiddle up there, she was a concert mistress when I was in orchestra when I was in high school. And now she
See?
plays the fiddle. She's up there and she's just and she loves it. And her kids were the little tiny children that didn't have parts, but the little pioneer children in the show. And I didn't even know that till I read it on Facebook. Years later, and I go, that was you? I went to see that show when my daughter was, I didn't know it was you on top of the building playing the fiddle. All those tunes. So it's really kind of cool. But
I saw it.
it's a great show.
I saw it in 72 and in 72 and in 2018. And in 2018, the Native Americans have a role. It was just a big misunderstanding between the cowboys and the Indians, and they
Indeed, was it now?
working it out. They're really working it out, and the Native Americans have singing part, and it's a totally different experience.
It's different.
We're Texas,
Yeah. They're such jolly and content people.
Anyway,
It's a fun show.
it is.
Anybody else? I thought I saw Mary Jane jumping up.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
signal my availability here.
Okay, muting. Ready for Mary Jane?
Well, I've got another love song, only this one is a sort of a more of a Mexican, but it's not by a Mexican. It's by Charles Badger Clark, and it was actually based on a poem called A Border Affair. And I don't know where the music came from, but I kind of like it. Spanish is the loving tongue in G. Spanish is the loving tongue, brightest music, softest spray. 'Twas a girl he learned it from, living down so Sonora way. He don't look much like a lover, but he says her love words over. Often when he's all alone, mi amor, mi corazón. Nights when she knew where he'd ride, she would listen for his spurs. Throw those big doors open wide, raise them laughing eyes of hers. How his heart would near stop beating when he'd hear her tender greeting, whispered soft for him alone. Mi amor, mi corazón. black unlucky night. When he loosed her arms from clinging, with her words the hoofs kept ringing, as he galloped north alone. Adios, mi corazón. He's not seen her since that night. He can't cross the line, you know. He's still wanted for that fight. Like it or not, he had to go. Ever since that time he's missed her, since that last sad night he kissed her, left her heart and lost his own. Adios, mi corazón. Left her heart and lost his own. Adios, mi corazón.
Yay.
Done.
Good.
Very nice. Any other encores?
Not for me.
Well, I guess it's time for the goodbye song. It'll be interesting to see, how long it takes me to run out of goodbye songs. But this one.
What are you doing?
Are you going to play, Al, or are you?
Okay.
That's it. There's a
Goodbye song there.
Okay, so here's.
Let's have yours.
Okay. And this one is called Adios Muchachos. Okay, let's see if I can play it, because I just learned it today, really, and so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. If it all falls apart, I'll do it. I'll do it again later. This was written by Carlos Gardel, who was a French and Argentine songwriter recorded in the 20s and 30s, and was well known all over Latin America and the United States. And actually, I first heard the song from Lydia Mendoza, so it's probably well known among Norteño and Tejano musicians as well. But it's a true tango from Argentina, and I don't know any other tangos. This is my only tango. Adiós, muchachos, compañeros de la vida, para querida que aquellos tiempos toca a mí hoy emprender la retirada. Debo alejar mi alma buena muchachada. Adiós, muchachos, que me voy, que resino contra el destino. Nadie la talle, se terminaron para todos mis faras. Mi cuerpo enfermo no me resiste más. Acuerdan en mi mente recuerdos de otros tiempos, de todos buenos momentos que hasta yo disfruté. Cerita de mi madre, santa viejita, y de mi novecita, que tanto idolatré. Se acuerdan, era hermosa, más linda que una diosa, que para el amor le di mi corazón. Mas al Señor celoso de sus encantos, hundiéndome en el llanto que me llevó. That was wrong, but it'll do.
Very nice.
Adiós muchachos, compañeros de mi vida, para querida aquellos tiempos, me toca a mí a emprender la retirada, a entender la retirada. There it is. Debo alejarme de mi buena muchachada. Adiós muchachos, que me voy y me resigno contra el destino. Nadie la talla, se terminaron para todas de mis faras. Mi cuerpo enferma no resiste más.
You have to unmute them for them to react.
Oh, no, they can unmute themselves.
Good break.
Nice. It was a little rough. I'll try to polish it up again for another time.
Nice.
Yeah, doing a tango is a new thing for me. If you want to, I was telling Liz this morning, if you want to warm up, you know, a tango is always hot. I never tango with you.
I wanted to thank
And remember, is in Australia and Argentina, it's summertime.
There you go. Yeah, okay.
So I guess I will bid you adieu till maybe tomorrow. You can come to Stone Soup if you take a notion. And I'll dust off something else even sillier than that.
Okay.
I'm glad everybody's
Bye,
doing
everybody.
okay.
Yeah, take
See
care.
you next
everybody.
week.